Hello, Kingdom influencers, Kingdom scribes, and prophetic leaders. I'm so excited for today's training. So, if you are new to me, my name is Megan Brainer, and I am a prophetic book strategist. I'm also a speaker. I'm also the curator of the Unlock Your Voice movement and the founder of the Wealthy Kingdom Authors Academy. So I'm so excited just to pour into you today. So if you don't know, I go live every Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. That is 2:30 p.m. That is South African time. So I come on here, I come to inspire, to empower, and to impart some wisdom nuggets on your journey of writing your book and building that signature Kingdom author brand. So today's topic is it's going to be a little bit of a spicy one, okay? And I wanted to start this conversation by saying that on my journey of helping and empowering authors, what I've discovered is that a lot of authors, they are coaches. I'm just checking to see if the live can be seen by everyone. So I'm just doing a check here. So if you are joining there, let me know where you are from. I'd love to just hear where you are tuning in from so I can give you a shout out. So I should be streaming live from YouTube. I should also be streaming live from my business page as well as my personal profile. So if you are joining, perhaps you've also seen me posting it to my email list. So you may also be tuning in from there. I know it's still very early in the US, so it's still early morning. So grab that cup of coffee and come and join me, and let's have this conversation. Okay, I just want to check if it's streaming um, everywhere, and then we can deep dive right into um, today's topic. Yes, so I'm just want to make that public, and then we're good to go. So I just got this revelation even just before I got on this live. So the revelation I got was that how many times have you checked to see who's feeding you? Have you ever stopped to check if it's nourishing you? Is it sustaining you? Or is it merely someone that's imparting in you because there's no other option, right? You find yourself where you are building that business, you're writing that book, you know, and you're finding that the person that you have hired, that you are not getting back that investment that you've put in. So whether it's the financial investment, whether it is, you know, the emotional investment, so that you can actually, get the results that you desire and plow that back into your business. So as you can hear by that introduction, I'm speaking about how to hire the right coach that's anointed to speak into your life. I find that there's such a huge gap from if you are building a business, if you're building a 5-figure business and you're building a 6-figure business, there is such a huge gap when it comes to, you've gotten so many advice, there's so many voices, but the very thing that is missing is you yielding to the voice of God. The very thing that is missing is you hearing what God is saying, how you should build your business, and not what the multimillionaire, not what the guru, not what they are saying, but what God is saying. So I'm speaking to the prophetic leader right now, speaking to the creative person. This message may not be for everyone, but I'm speaking to my prophetic people. Where are you in the room? If you are in the room, let me know in the comments. Comment where you're from and let me know if you are a prophetic person, entrepreneur, called to dominate in the marketplace, called to write a book in the marketplace. Let me know. I want to know if I'm speaking to the right person, and let me know just if this has encouraged you in any way. So if you are joining in, welcome to my Wednesday Facebook Lives. Today's topic is how to hire the right mentor that you're compatible with, because as prophetic people, we are wired differently. We aren't wired the same. We are wired differently. And so many times we invest in programs, in people that cannot give us a breakthrough that we desire. I have found that on my own journey. When I started in the coaching business, I have been following quite a few people, but I just wasn't sure, who to invest in. I just went with a person that they looked like they could get me a breakthrough. They were claiming that they were making, 500K dollars. They would claim they're making all this money, but then it came down to this one thing, and that is what I want to speak to you about. So if you are a coach, mentor, author, or speaker, you're building a 5 and 6 figure business, let's chat about this. Like I said, it's a spicy topic, but this conversation needs to be had. To all my clients tuning in, I love you guys. I absolutely love you, and I love building signature kingdom brands with you. I just want to give a shout out to you because this topic was actually inspired by one of my clients. We had a conversation around this, and she's in a transition right now. And this is something that that she went through, and I was like, no, I've heard too many horror stories. I need to speak to this topic. So the three things that you need to look out for if you are a kingdom CEO, if you are a pioneer, and you're building for expansion, you need to ask yourself three things before making that investment. I also want to say, as believers in business, we haven't healed from unhealthy money mindsets. Yes, I'm going to speak to these things. I speak about it in my book as well. We haven't healed from that money mindset, so we're afraid to invest. We're afraid to take that risk. We're afraid to take that leap, but we want God to multiply. We want God to multiply the seed that we are sowing, or let me say, afraid to sow. God cannot multiply where doubt is, because faith moves the hand of God, according to Hebrews 11, verse 6. So if we are trusting for a breakthrough and for God to multiply, but we're afraid to sow, come on, who are you kidding? Who are we kidding right now? So we need to deal with that unhealthy money mindsets. I had a messed up mindset about money for years. For years, for years, for years. Until I made a decision and I said, what I'm doing right now as a first generation author and entrepreneur, I'm going to hand over to my children. I'm tired. I am I came to a point where I was just tired. I was tired of struggling. I was tired of not having money in my bank account. I was just tired. And I made a decision and I said, Lord, if you want me to be a kingdom financier, if you want me to invest in community projects, then you need to show up in my life right now. Poverty mindset needs to go. And when I'm going to make a decision to invest in a coach, I'm going to either do this wholeheartedly instead of doing it afraid. Yes, you can do it afraid, but you need to be all in. And what I found is a lot of authors, entrepreneurs, and speakers are not fully invested. Who am I speaking to? You are not fully invested in the coaching programs that you are signing up for. You're not. You're not. And what is happening is that God can't use you because your heart is not in it. He can use you, but he cannot disrupt your plans the way he wants to because you don't want to surrender to him. You don't want to surrender your plans and the outcomes to him. And he's asking you to surrender. He's asking you to surrender. So I've had these conversations with authors when I interview them for multi-author book projects, and I've done hundreds of interviews. I started my book projects way back in 2021, 2022, and the conversations always end up in the same way. I've been burnt. I can't trust anymore. And my question is, if you say you're kingdom-minded, what happened? Let's have this conversation. Why? What did you invest in? And so the one coach eventually told me that what happened was she spent $10,000 in being a part of a multi-author book project. The quality was so bad. She never saw investment. She never even got the book. And I was like, here's a problem right here. These are people that claims to be kingdom-minded. So I was like, Lord, what is going on? in the marketplace. And this is why I'm so passionate about serving as a ministry leader. I'm not afraid to say I'm a pastor. I'm not afraid to say that I serve the Lord. And I'm an entrepreneur. And a part of my business model is to make money because it's biblical. I don't owe anyone an explanation. But what I'm saying is, do you do your due diligence when you hire a coach? If we are prophetic people and if we are creative people, do you ask the following questions before you hire someone? The first one is, the person that you're investing in, write this down or leave it in the comments for those that's tuning in and watching the replay. Can they hear the voice of God? Are they obedient to God? I don't want anyone speaking into my life that's not obedient to the voice of God because they're going to lead me astray. As a prophetic person, they're going to lead me astray because they don't know how I'm wired. They need to know God and follow God in order to speak into my life if I'm going to invest that money in them. Because we make covenants with people that we sign contracts with. You heard me. We make covenants with people that we sign contracts with. I think one of my clients fell off her back when she heard me say that. And I was like, I'm just keeping it real. Second point, do they have fruit? I'm not just speaking about the money that they are making, but I'm speaking about their character and their integrity. Are they a person of integrity? Are they a person of excellence? Welcome, Melissa. What they say, are they actually doing what they are saying? Because I've tried to get to the root of the problem by asking myself, why are people so afraid to invest in coaches or mentors? What happened? Why do I have to ask so many questions and trying to get to the root? What are they afraid of? So I started asking questions, and these are the type of things that came up. So we need to make sure that the coach or the mentor hears from God and obeys God. Because if not, they're not anointed to speak into my business or my life. Second of all, do they bear fruit? Besides the cars that they drive, besides the $1 million houses, do they actually bear fruit in their own lives the way they show up? Are they the person online? Then they are the person offline. I'm sure you can actually see how people show up. They're not only just speaking about business, but they're also speaking about their daily lives, right? So that's the second one. And the third one is, are they anointed to get you the breakthrough that you desire? That's a big one. Because if they're not, then you may get those small wins, but you're not going to get that full transformation that you set out for yourself, depending obviously on how much you invest as well. So let me know in the comments if any of those three things, if that is something that you are doing, that you're going to do, or if you just got a wake up call to say, oh wow, I've never really thought about that. I'm talking about kingdom people, building visions with God, dreaming with God, being a prophetic person. We need to make sure that we hit all the checks. I'm so tired of getting on sales calls or consult calls and having to, like an onion, you have to peel the onion and actually have to get to the root. And when you actually come back to like, what happened to you? Like, why are you so afraid to invest money in something that you know that you're going to grow? I teach my authors, I teach my clients, when you invest, it needs to be a quick yes. I'm not going to fast for 40 days and 40 nights about the decision that I pray to God for. What do we say as believers? I'm going to pray about it. Yes, there's certain things we pray about. But if I sit at the feet of God and I've been praying for a mentor and a coach, and that mentor and the coach shows up, and you know they can get you the results that you want, and you're still going, Lord, I'm not sure. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? And this is also another thing, right? I'm going to keep it short because I can go on and on about this topic. Here's another thing. The person that God is sending as your destiny helper doesn't look the way you envisioned it to be. They package differently. They look differently. They speak differently. They may be from a different country, but you're not receiving them because it doesn't look like the person you envision it to be. But God sends that person, the way they look, the way they talk, with the anointing to get you breakthrough, but you're missing him. You're missing him because you're not applying discernment. You're missing him because you're not praying for wisdom. You're missing him because you're not spending enough quality time in the secret place to hear from him to say, okay, Lord, what season am I in right now? Okay, Father, where am I falling short, right? Where am I out of an alignment? Because if you ask the right questions, you're going to be making investments that is going to start bearing fruit. That is just the purpose of this live today. I can continue with this series. Let me know if there's certain things with regards to this topic that you'd love me to speak on. But I think that it's time for us now, as we are taking mountains in the kingdom, as we are taking mountains in media, in marketing, in the marketplace, wherever God has called you to, make sure that you are tapped into the source and not to the resource. Because what we do is we only trust God and we start doubting when we don't see the resources anymore. And I want to tell you, what if God is creating a famine in your life so that he can show the rest of the world his power when he does show up and he does produce a harvest? What if the economy and the crisis is for your good? Have you ever thought about that? What if there is an opportunity for you to tap into your faith and the power of God and allow the Holy Spirit to download strategies to you? Don't be caught up looking at the world. Don't be caught up looking at the world and not tapping into the supernatural and asking the Lord, what does he say? So the next time that you have to make a decision to hire a coach and a mentor, I trust that you will come back to this live and watch the replay and go through the 3 steps that I've mentioned right now and apply that to your life. I trust that this has been of value to you. And really, you don't have to be in indecision because double-mindedness doesn't honor God. We need to, as authentic leaders, make decisions and not wait for people to make it for us if we want acceleration in our lives. It's time. It's time to stand up. It's time to unlock your voice. It's time to start that business. It's time to write that book. And it's time to invest in your growth. So that is my TED Talk, everyone. If you have any questions, please leave it down below. My website, you will see my website coming up right now. You can have a look and just see how we can work together. Like I said, I always ask anyone that before I go on a call, I want to make sure that we are a good fit. So I ask questions to make sure that we don't waste one another's time, because I believe that you need to, connect with the person that you're working with. And that is always my heart. My clients becomes my friends, and, we end up growing in relationship. So I'm just going to put the points there for you again. Number 1, can they hear the voice of God? Number 2, the coach that you're hiring, do they have fruit? Besides money in the bank, do they have integrity? And then the last point is, are they anointed to give you breakthrough in the area that you desire? So I will see you next week, Wednesday, same time, same place. I have created a prophetic community. It's a free community. So if you want to be encouraged and you want to get more tips and more, wisdom nuggets like this, let me know. Just comment to me and I will make sure to get you in the group. It's a free group. And I am growing that community to start imparting and empowering kingdom leaders. So that's it from me, everyone. Your prophetic book strategist. God bless.